2026 is your year. Transform yourself completely. Listen closely. 2026 isn't just another year on the calendar. It's your resurrection, your rebirth from the ashes of who you used to be. Most people will waste it. They'll make resolutions in January and be failures by February. Predictable, weak, forgettable, but not you. You're here because something inside you refuses to settle, refuses to be average, refuses to blend into the mediocre masses who live quiet lives of desperation. Good. That rage, that hunger, that dark fire burning in your chest, that's your weapon. And in 2026, you're going to forge it into something unstoppable. The world doesn't reward the nice. It rewards the necessary. It bows to those who understand power, who wield influence like a blade, who move through life with cold calculation and unshakable frame. Machiavelli understood this 5 centuries ago. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Not because fear is noble, but because it's effective. You're about to become effective. Drop in the comments right now, I am becoming necessary. Let that sink into your consciousness. You're not trying to be liked. You're becoming essential, irreplaceable, undeniable. Part 1. The diagnosis. Let me tell you what's been holding you back. It's not lack of talent. It's not bad luck. It's not your circumstances. It's your weakness for validation. You've been playing a rigged game. Society programmed you to seek approval, to be polite, to share your plans with people who secretly want you to fail. You've been broadcasting your intentions to an audience that feeds on your doubt, stupidity. The wolf doesn't announce his hunt. The king doesn't justify his throne. Power moves in silence. 2026 is the year you stop performing for others and start engineering outcomes. You become the architect, not the beggar, the chess player, not the pawn. Here's the brutal truth. Most people are NPCs in their own lives. They react, they complain, they blame. They drift through existence, hoping someone will save them. You're different. You've tasted enough failure to know that hope without action is poison. You've been betrayed enough to understand that trust is a currency, not a gift. This knowledge is your edge. Dark psychology isn't about manipulation for its own sake. It's about understanding the game that's already being played and deciding you're going to win it. Comment below, I operate in silence, because the truly dangerous never announce themselves. Part 2. The transformation. Blueprint. Transformation isn't inspirational, it's surgical. You don't become powerful through motivation. Motivation is a drug that wears off by Tuesday. You become powerful through strategic reconstruction of your entire operating system. First, you audit everything: your circle, your habits, your thoughts, your time allocation, everything. Who are you spending time with? If they're not building empires, challenging you, or providing tangible value, they're energy vampires. Cut them off. No explanation needed. Your time is the most finite resource you have, and you've been giving it away like a charity case. Machiavelli said, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him." Look around you right now. What does your circle say about your intelligence? Brutal question, necessary answer. Second, you reconstruct your self-image. The person you've been is dead. That version failed. That version compromised. That version sought permission from people who had no authority to grant it. You're building something new, something colder, something that doesn't flinch when others try to guilt you, manipulate you, or distract you from your ascent. This isn't about becoming heartless. It's about becoming selective with your heart. You protect your energy like a fortress protects its king. Third, you embrace strategic ruthlessness. Not cruelty, ruthlessness. There's a difference. Cruelty is emotional. Ruthlessness is logical. It's the ability to make hard decisions without drowning in sentiment. Fire the friend who drains you. Leave the relationship that's going nowhere. Quit the job that's killing your potential. Walk away from comfort if comfort is making you soft. 2026 demands precision, surgical cuts, clean exits, no looking back. Comment, I am strategically ruthless. Because sentimentality is a luxury you can't afford while building an empire. Part 3. The power of calculated detachment. Let me teach you the most dangerous skill you'll ever develop. Emotional detachment from outcomes. Most people are slaves to their feelings. They make decisions based on fear, anger, insecurity, or the desperate need to be validated. They're puppets, and their emotions are the strings. You're cutting those strings in 2026. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotion, it's about refusing to let emotion pilot your decisions. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire while understanding one truth. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Here's how this applies to your transformation. Stop being attached to how people respond to you. Stop needing the deal to close. Stop requiring the relationship to work out. Stop depending on external validation to feel worthy. When you detach from outcomes, you become formidable. Why? Because you can walk away from anything. And the person who can walk away holds all the power in every negotiation, every relationship, every confrontation. Think about it. The moment someone knows you need them, you've lost. The moment they sense desperation, you're finished. But when you operate from a place of abundance, when you genuinely don't need any specific outcome, people feel it. They sense your power. They adjust their behavior accordingly. This is dark psychology in its purest form. Understanding that human beings respond to perceived value and scarcity. When you're not chasing, not begging, not explaining yourself, you become rare, valuable, magnetic. In 2026, you're going to practice outcome independence religiously. You'll shoot your shot without attachment. You'll build without needing applause. You'll move in silence without requiring witnesses. Failed business deal doesn't touch you. Rejected opportunity, on to the next. Relationship ends. You were whole before them, you're whole after them. This isn't coldness. This is self-preservation at the highest level. This is understanding that your peace, your mission, your trajectory cannot be dependent on variables you don't control. Machiavelli knew, never attempt to win by force what can be won by deception. But I'll add this. Never attempt to win what you're not willing to lose. That willingness to lose, that detachment is what makes you impossible to defeat. Drop in the comments, I am unshakable. Because 2026 is the year nothing and no one gets to disturb your inner kingdom. Part 4. The art of strategic invisibility. Here's what separates the powerful from the posers. The powerful move in silence. You see it everywhere. The loudest people in the room are usually the weakest. They need the attention. They require the validation. They broadcast every move because deep down, they're terrified no one will notice them otherwise. Insecurity wearing a megaphone. Real power doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need to. When you're actually building something substantial, you don't have time for performance. You're too busy executing, strategizing, and stacking wins in private. 2026 is the year you go dark. You stop posting every thought. You stop sharing your plans with people who haven't earned access to your vision. You stop giving others the blueprint to your success before you've even laid the foundation. Why? Because people are crabs in a bucket. The moment you start climbing out, hands will reach up to pull you back down. Not because they're evil, because they're terrified of being left behind. Your success makes them confront their own stagnation, and they hate you for it. So you starve them of information. You give them nothing to criticize, nothing to doubt, nothing to sabotage. Machiavelli wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are." Master this principle. Control your image. Let people see what benefits you. Let them assume what serves you, but never let them see the full picture. This is strategic invisibility. You're working while they're watching. You're building while they're talking. You're moving pieces on the board while they're still trying to understand the game. In practical terms, stop announcing your goals. Stop seeking advice from people who haven't achieved what you're aiming for. Stop explaining yourself to individuals who lack the capacity to understand your vision. Work in the shadows. Let your results do the talking. Show up transformed, not transforming. When you finally emerge, when the business launches, when the body is built, when the wealth is accumulated, when the status is elevated, they'll be shocked. They'll ask, when did this happen? How did you do this? And you'll smile, knowing they were watching the decoy version of you, while the real you was executing in silence. This isn't about being secretive for secrecy's sake. This is about protecting your energy, your ideas, and your momentum from the dream killers, the doubters, and the energy vampires who disguise themselves as friends and family. The snake doesn't rattle before it strikes. The lion doesn't roar before it hunts. And you don't broadcast before you've already won. In 2026, you become a ghost, present but unseen, active but unannounced, building an empire while everyone else is building an audience. Comment right now, I move in silence, because the truly dangerous are never seen coming until it's already too late. Part 5. The Dark Mirror. Reading people like code. Let me give you a weapon most people will never possess, the ability to read people with surgical precision. Every human being is broadcasting their insecurities, their desires, their weaknesses, their leverage points. Most people are too self-absorbed to notice. They're so busy managing their own image that they miss the intelligence goldmine right in front of them. Not you, not anymore. In 2026, you're developing what I call dark perception. The ability to see past words into intention, past smiles into calculation, past promises into patterns. Here's the framework. People tell you exactly who they are within the first 5 minutes. Not through what they say, through what they need to prove. The person who constantly talks about loyalty is usually disloyal. The one who broadcasts their honesty is typically deceptive. The one who claims they don't care what others think is desperately seeking approval. Why? Because we advertise what we lack. We perform what we're insecure about. Machiavelli understood this completely. Men are so simple and so much inclined to obey immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack victims for his deceptions. People are predictable once you understand their needs. So you watch, you listen more than you speak. You notice what topics make them defensive, what subjects they avoid, what victories they need to repeat, what failures they rationalize. You're collecting data, building psychological profiles, understanding leverage. This isn't manipulation, it's protection. When you understand what drives someone, you can predict their moves. You know when they're lying. You know when they're loyal. You know when they're about to betray you. And you adjust accordingly. Here's the practical application. In every interaction, ask yourself 3 questions. What does this person need from me? What are they afraid of? What are they trying to prove? Answer those questions, and you've mapped their entire operating system. You know exactly how to position yourself, what to give, what to withhold, and when to walk away. The person across from you thinks they're having a conversation. You're running an analysis. They're reacting emotionally. You're responding strategically. They're hoping you like them. You're deciding if they're useful. Cold? Maybe. Effective? Absolutely. Because 2026 is the year you stop being naive. You stop projecting your integrity onto others and assuming they operate with the same code. You stop getting blindsided by betrayal because you saw it coming 3 moves ago. You become the person who's never surprised, never caught off guard, never played for a fool. You read the room before you enter it. You understand the game before you sit at the table. You know the ending before the story begins. This is power, real power, the kind that doesn't need to announce itself because it's already 10 steps ahead. Comment: I see what others miss. Because while they're talking, you're calculating, and calculation always defeats conversation. Part 6. The discipline of the wolf. Discipline isn't what you think it is. It's not motivation's cousin. It's not about feeling inspired or pumped up or ready. Discipline is doing what needs to be done when every fiber of your being is screaming to quit. It's the cold execution of tasks that your weaker self finds unbearable. It's showing up when you're tired, training when you're sore, working when you're uninspired, building when you're discouraged, advancing when retreat seems reasonable. 2026 is the year you become the wolf, relentless, hungry, unbothered by comfort. Wolves don't negotiate with weakness. They don't make deals with laziness. They hunt when they're hungry, and they're always hungry. That's you now. Permanently unsatisfied with mediocrity, allergic to stagnation. Here's what most people get wrong. They think discipline is this noble, heroic thing. It's not. Discipline is purely selfish. It's you deciding that future you matters more than present you's comfort. It's choosing delayed gratification because you understand mathematics. Every rep you skip, someone else is doing. Every hour you waste, someone else is capitalizing on. Every day you coast, someone else is compounding. The gap between you and your potential grows with every undisciplined choice. Machiavelli said, "Where the willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great." Your willingness must become absolute, non-negotiable, a law of nature. You want financial freedom? Then you work when your friends are partying. You want a powerful physique? Then you train when your body begs for the couch. You want mental dominance? Then you read, study, and sharpen your mind when Netflix is calling. No excuses, no negotiations, no exceptions. The discipline protocol for 2026 is simple but brutal. Identify your 3 non-negotiables, the 3 daily actions that compound into transformation. Maybe it's training, building your business, and deep work sessions. Whatever they are, they happen every single day regardless of circumstances. Tired, they happen. Busy, they happen. Unmotivated, they still happen. You remove choice from the equation. These aren't decisions anymore. They're reflexes, automatic, inevitable, like breathing. And here's the dark psychology element. Discipline is a signal. When people see you operating at this level, when they witness the relentless consistency, the machine-like execution, they recalibrate how they perceive you. You become intimidating, not because you're aggressive, but because you're inevitable. They know you won't stop. They know you won't quit. They know that betting against you is a losing proposition. That perception creates opportunity. Doors open for the disciplined that remain closed to the hopeful. People invest in certainty, not potential. Your discipline becomes your reputation. Your consistency becomes your currency. Your relentlessness becomes your unfair advantage. While others are still deciding, you're already done. While they're negotiating with themselves, you've already executed. While they're explaining why they couldn't, you're displaying what you did. Drop in the comments, "Discipline is my identity." Because in 2026, you're not trying to be disciplined. You are discipline embodied, the wolf that never stops hunting. Part 7. The monetization of influence. Let's talk about something most people are too polite or too stupid to discuss. Power without resources is just potential, and potential pays nothing. 2026 is the year you stop being broke with big dreams. You monetize your value. You convert your skills into currency. You transform your influence into income streams. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Money is freedom. It's options. It's the ability to say no to things that don't serve you. It's the leverage that lets you move through the world on your terms. Anyone telling you money doesn't matter is either rich or lying. Usually both. So you're going to get strategic about wealth accumulation, not through lottery tickets and hope, through calculated value creation and ruthless negotiation. First principle, you are not paid what you're worth. You're paid what you negotiate. The market doesn't care about your effort, your intentions, or your needs. It cares about perceived value and your ability to communicate that value without desperation. Stop underpricing yourself. Stop accepting less because you're grateful for the opportunity. Stop working for exposure when exposure doesn't pay rent. Your time, your expertise, your energy, these have monetary value. Charge accordingly. Machiavelli understood economics at its core. He who neglects what is done for what ought to be done sooner effects his ruin than his preservation. Translation: idealism without pragmatism is poverty wearing a philosophy degree. You want to help people? Get rich first. You want to make an impact? Build resources first. You want to change the world? Secure your position first. Because broke people don't change systems. They're too busy surviving them. Here's your 2026 money protocol. Diversify your income. One source of income is one point of failure. You need multiple streams. Your main income, your side business, your investments, your skills that others will pay for. You become unemployable in the best way. Not because you can't work for others, but because you don't need to. You have options, leverage, freedom. Second, study the game. Understand tax strategies, investment vehicles, compound interest, asset allocation. Financial literacy isn't taught in schools because systems profit from your ignorance. So you educate yourself, you read, you learn, you implement. Third, surround yourself with people who are where you want to be financially. Not to use them, but to absorb their thinking, their strategies, their relationship with money. Poverty is contagious, so is wealth. Choose your exposure carefully. And here's the dark psychology component. People respect money because money represents power. When you're financially solid, you negotiate from strength. You're not desperate for the job, the deal, or the relationship. That non-neediness makes you magnetic. Scarcity repels. Abundance attracts. You stop chasing and start choosing. That shift in energy changes everything. Opportunities come to you. People seek your approval. You become the prize, not the pursuer. But this only works if you're actually building, if you're genuinely creating value, stacking skills, and converting effort into equity. Fake it, and you're just another fraud. Build it, and you're a force. 2026 is your financial awakening. You stop romanticizing the struggle. You stop wearing poverty like a badge of honor. You get aggressive about income generation while staying strategic about wealth preservation. You become dangerous with money. Not reckless, dangerous. The kind of person who can write a check that changes their life without checking their balance first. That's not fantasy. That's the result of disciplined monetization over time. Comment, I am building wealth. Because power without resources is just performance. And you're done performing. You're here to dominate. Part 8. The Fortress Mindset. Protecting your kingdom. You're building something powerful in 2026. An empire of discipline, wealth, influence, and strategic dominance. But here's what nobody tells you. The higher you climb, the more threats emerge. Success attracts parasites. Power attracts envy. Progress attracts sabotage. So you're going to build a fortress around everything you create. Mental, emotional, financial, and social fortifications that make you impenetrable. First wall, psychological boundaries. You decide who gets access to your energy, your time, your attention, not based on history or obligation, but on current value and mutual benefit. That childhood friend who only calls when they need something, blocked access. The family member who criticizes every move you make. Limited information. The colleague who drains your energy with their negativity. Minimized contact. This isn't cruelty. This is sovereignty. Your mental space is sacred territory, and you're the ruthless border guard deciding who enters. Machiavelli wrote, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves." You're both now. Smart enough to see manipulation coming, strong enough to reject it without explanation. Second wall, information control. You've already learned to move in silence, but now you're taking it further. You compartmentalize. Different people get different versions of your truth. Not because you're dishonest, but because total transparency is tactical stupidity. Your business partner doesn't need to know your relationship status. Your family doesn't need to know your financial moves. Your social circle doesn't need to know your next venture. Information is ammunition. Stop handing bullets to people who might aim at you later. Third wall, emotional impermeability. People will try to guilt you, shame you, manipulate you back into the version of you that served their needs. They'll weaponize your past. They'll question your transformation. They'll try to make you feel bad for outgrowing them. Let them try. You're Teflon now. Their opinions slide off without sticking. Their judgments don't penetrate. Their disappointment in your choices is irrelevant noise. You've made peace with being misunderstood. Actually, you prefer it. Mystery is power. Let them wonder. Let them speculate. Let them create stories about who you've become. While they're gossiping, you're building. While they're judging, you're executing. While they're offended by your boundaries, you're protecting your empire. Fourth wall, strategic distance from chaos. You don't engage with drama. You don't defend yourself in public. You don't dignify stupidity with responses. You simply remove yourself from environments that don't serve your elevation. Someone starts an argument. You exit. Someone tries to bait you into conflict. You ignore. Someone disrespects you. You disappear from their life without ceremony. No explanations, no closure conversations, no final words. You just vanish like smoke, leaving them confused about what happened. That confusion is intentional. When you don't explain, people can't argue. When you don't engage, they can't manipulate. When you simply disappear, they lose all leverage. This is fortress mentality. You're unreachable to those who would harm you, inaccessible to those who would drain you, unmoved by those who would distract you. Your kingdom has one king, your empire has one emperor, your life has one architect, you. And in 2026, that kingdom becomes unconquerable because you finally learned that the strongest fortresses aren't built with stone. They're built with boundaries, silence, and the absolute refusal to let anyone compromise what you're creating. Comment: my kingdom is protected because what you build in private must be guarded ruthlessly. No exceptions, no apologies. Part 9. The long game. Patience as warfare. Here's where most people fail. They want microwave results in a slow cooker world. They want instant gratification from processes that require years of compound effort. They quit in month 3 of a 5-year transformation. They abandon the strategy right before it pays off. They mistake patience for weakness and impulsivity for ambition. Fatal error. 2026 is the year you embrace the long game. You understand that real power isn't built in weeks. It's constructed over years through relentless, consistent action. Machiavelli said, "Whosoever desires constant success must change his conduct with the times." But I'll add this: the wise man plants trees whose shade he may never sit under. You're planting forests. Every discipline session you complete is compound interest. Every skill you master is future leverage. Every connection you build strategically is a chess piece positioned for later use. Nothing is wasted when you're playing the infinite game. The modern world is designed to destroy your attention span. Social media, instant gratification, overnight success stories, all engineered to make you impatient, to make you quit when results don't appear immediately. Resist this. Become the anomaly who thinks in decades while others think in days. You're building a physique? Think 3 years, not 3 months. You're building wealth? Think decades, not quarters. You're building influence? Think legacy, not virality. This patience isn't passive, it's strategic. You're not waiting, you're compounding. Every day adds to the previous day. Every month multiplies the previous month. Time becomes your weapon when you're consistent enough to wield it. And here's the dark advantage. While everyone else is chasing quick wins and shortcuts, you're building something they can't replicate. They can copy your tactics, but they can't copy your timeline. They can't manufacture years of disciplined work in weeks of hustle. Your patience becomes your moat. Your consistency becomes your competitive advantage. Your long-term thinking makes you untouchable to short-term thinkers. In 2026, you stop checking the scoreboard every week. You trust the process. You execute the plan. You show up daily, knowing that invisible progress is still progress. The results will come, not when you want them, when you've earned them. Comment: I play the long game. Because empires aren't built overnight. They're built by those patient enough to keep building when no one's watching.